Hello VC, Michael, Clash City Rocker, with a video on the 20 greatest albums recorded by British bands and musicians ever, according to a search that I made that was prompted by a purchase I made at my local the other day on a record that I never thought I would find in the wild, but I did. And as I was reading about this record and listening to it, it kept appearing as being one of the greatest albums ever made in English music history. So I became intrigued, and I'm like, well, what are considered the 20 greatest or 10 or 15 or 50 greatest English records ever made? And this is the list that was spit out after an exhaustive search. So I'm going to review those 20, and then I'm going to tell you that record that I bought the other day. Those of you who are new to my channel, my name again is Michael Clash City Rocker. My goal with these videos is to engage in a conversation with members of the VC about the records you're purchasing, the records you like, and the ones that I am as well. If you haven't subscribed, please do. My goal is to build a community and to be part of that community. So, 20 greatest British albums ever made according to this extensive search that I did. And number 20 is David Bowie, Spiders of Mars. It's actually the first Bowie record I ever bought. This is the actual copy. I think this is from 1977. Turns out I played it to death because it seems split. The record's in really good shape, but this is number 20, David Bowie and Ziggy Stardust. Now, as I'm showing these 20 records, I want you to think, am I missing anything? Did that list that I found, is it missing anything? Is there something in here that shouldn't be? Is there something that's not in here that should be? Do you agree with any of these? Do you disagree with any of them? Number 19, probably no surprise, is Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. It's funny, the copy that I picked up, what had someone snipped the sticker that was on the shrink, kept it inside of the record. So here it is. This is on the Columbia label, but this is an original American. It's 1975 Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. Another original from 1970. Everyone knows this, Black Sabbath. On the, not Vertigo, I'm in the States, Green, Warner Brothers, 1970, number 18 on the list of the greatest British bands and artists of all time. Number 17, Beatles, Rubber Soul, my second favorite Beatle album. I talked about these mid-70s Harry T. Moss versions of Beatle records that I purchased. In the shrink, a little pickled with the UK import sticker. Again, when we bought import records in the States in the 70s, this is what they look like. After that, the first modern record, Adele, 21, her first record. Beautiful cover, beautiful back photo, black and white. Very popular singer in my household. When I lose control of the turntable, this is often placed on it. Love her voice. Next, Depeche Mode from 1990. This is not an original, obviously. It's a German reissue that came out a couple years, I think this year. Quite happy with it. My other copy of Violator was pretty beat up. 1990, I believe. So this is number 15, Depeche Mode. Number 14, grab my list here in case I keep forgetting the numbers. Oasis, no surprise. Currently, actually, I think they just finished up in North America their second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory. This is the 2014 reissue. Love this cover, love this back. After that, we have Queen, Night at the Opera, number 13. This is my original with the embossed cover. 1975, I believe. Often considered probably their most popular one. So a Queen record. Love it. After that, another Beatle one at 12. Abbey Road. This is my original 69 US Apple, given to me by a family friend. Often the young people consider this probably their favorite Beatle album. I think it's because it's the most modern sounding. At least I think this is the first one recorded on an 8-track. Maybe wrong. After that, let's see, number 11, Dark Side of the Moon. It's my original 73 on Harvest. I do not have the stickers and the poster anymore, but I have this original. So 2 Floyd albums so far on this top 20 list. Then another modern one, and this is the one caveat record I'm going to show. Number 10 on this list is Up the Bracket by the Libertines. And you probably say, well, that's not Up the Bracket. No, it's not. It's the best of, which has half the Up the Bracket tracks on it. There's Up the Bracket there. Love this band. This was a comp that came out, I think, in 2007, after Pete Doherty had a personality conflict with the rest of the band or something. Next up is Revolver, number 9, third Beatle album on this list. I've talked about this version extensively. This is my beloved 1966 Parlophone mono issue, which I am hoping I'm going to be in Austin next month to get a few more of these original UK monos. So number 9. Number 8, again, I call myself Michael Clash City Rocker. It's my original Clash. Came out in the States in January 1980. I think in the UK came out in December 79. Hoping to pick up a UK version of this in Austin as well. Number 7, Pulp, who apparently are touring U.S. right now and have a 3-day gap in their schedule between somewhere in Minneapolis, but why they're not playing Chicago or my current hometown of Milwaukee, I have no idea. So Jarvis, if you're watching this, come to Milwaukee. Would really love to have you. So number 7, different class, Pulp. Quite pleased to have this version on vinyl. Then my favorite of the 90s English bands, perhaps, Blur, Modern Life is Rubbish. These are reissues that came out, I believe, 2012, I think I got these reissues. 2-record version. I've got a single version that's not so great. Number 5, one of the first 21st century bands I absolutely loved, Arctic Monkeys. Whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not. I kind of feel like that's my moniker as well. I heard this, Blown Away, Hope for the Future, Alex Turner, such a great cover. I should juxtapose that one with the Adele. Bet you the two of them know each other and have a lot to talk about. And then after that, number 4, Sex Pistols. Never mind the Bullocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. This is my original US from 1977. And I know there are variations of this out here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Submission, I think, is the track that's not listed on some of these. And I know the UK blank version. But this is an actual 1977 original. Number 4. Number 3. Another Oasis record, their first, then the 2014 reissues. Some of you who have been watching my countdown here have noticed I have not spoken about that record I picked up in my local. There are 2 records left, so clearly it's one of those 2. What is that record that the different searches that I did identified as being the number 1 British album of all time? Number 2, The Smiths, The Queen is Dead, on the original 1986 Sire/Rough Trade, labeled as how they appeared in the States. And then number 1, the record that I found in my local that I never thought I would be able to find. And some of you have guessed, and some of you will say, there's no way that's the greatest album of all time. Where's the Radiohead? Where's the Stones? Where's the Who? Well, we'll talk about that in a second. But here it is, the first Stone Roses album, the US version on Silvertone. This is an absolutely stunningly beautiful cover. copy. The black letters with the red border that John Squire designed cover. There's your UK flag spiel. But I wanted this record forever. I have reissues, I have compilations. I've always wanted an original. So the 20 greatest British albums of all time, according to a search that I did, and then eventually I used what I call the robots, which is artificial intelligence, and that's what they spit out by looking at NME, Mojo, Melody Maker, a bunch of other sources at what are the top albums of all time. So 2 Floyd, 3 Beatles, 2 Oasis, but there was also a Blur from the 90s. There was a Pulp from the 90s. Couple 21st century records, the Libertines and Adele and Arctic Monkeys. And I don't think there's any surprises. I love all those records. Now, there were some honorable mention records on the list as well. And I pulled some of the ones from more contemporary just to show. I'm not showing any Stones. They had the usual suspects, Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, Sticky Fingers, and Exile. They had Who's Next and Tommy. Some of the list also had the Kinks, are the Village Green Preservation Society. I think that's pretty much of the big classic bands. Oh, the Beatles 68 White Album, etc. But some honorable mentions. Massive Attack. I love this band. Blue Lines, when they were a trio. Well, probably one of the greatest albums of all time. Probably should have made the top 20. One that was added that I really am glad that they mentioned, 1989, The Cure, Disintegration. Probably the last great Cure album. Another Blur album was put in consideration. I mean, those of you who are huge Blur fans, is it Park Life or Modern Life is Rubbish? Which is your favorite? I think most people would agree that Park Life is it. And for those of you who are screaming, where are the Radiohead? On the honorable mention list, we have this, which I really like, this reissue that has the EP on it as well. And also on here, Kid A was on honorable mention. I love this reissue that it had. It's called a Kid A or Kid Amnesia, which is a mashup of the two, because I believe the 2 records were supposed to be released together. And then the last 2 honorable mentions, another 21st century artist, Amy Winehouse. Again, when I don't have control of the turntable, this one is played quite often. The 27 Club, Tragic Loss. And then the last one, honorable mention, Kate Bush, Hounds of Love. Again, my original US 1986 on marble vinyl. I have very little recollection of buying this, but clearly I did. So, Michael, Clash City Rockers, thank you for Surface Noise Concert Buddy for mentioning me. Thank you, those who are watching my videos for the very first time. Again, my goal is to make these 15-minute videos, share records from my collection, engage in a conversation. So let me know, VC, what are truly the 20 greatest British albums of all time? Was that list correct? Is the Stone Roses self-titled record really the greatest UK or British album of all time? I was playing it 3 times the other day. It has to be close. So reach out, subscribe, comment. Michael, Clash City Rocker. Peace.